Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. This week, I'm especially grateful for a system, not a fancy app, a complex model, but one that's personal, repeatable, and lives right here. Have you ever looked back at a decision and asked, what was I thinking? Me too. Probably said more than that. Unfortunately, trying to control our self-talk is one of our biggest challenges. And when we make a bad decision, what do we say to ourselves? And for years, I'd blame myself when things didn't work. But then I came across a quote by W. Edwards Deming. 94% of failure is a result of the system. 94% of failure is a result of the system. So that means that when we go to blame somebody, we only have a 6% chance of being right. And who do we blame more than almost anybody else? That's ourselves. And that converts into self-talk. And then it hit me. I realized that I didn't need to be harder on myself. That's not going to help anything. I get to focus on strengthening my system. And what was my system? Well, my current system was willpower and willpower alone, and it wasn't really working all the way I wanted it to. So why should I continue to rely on willpower alone? I started thinking about that quote again. 94% of all failure is a result of the system. So why don't I build a simple system, which I did. And it became a process that I can trust. And I've had it for some time. And I continued to add to it and strengthen it with my own experience. And it's literally in the palm of my hand. I call it my 5 to Thrive plus 1. And here's how it works. Your thumb. See, your thumb is aligned with my enduring vision and my enduring values. If not, I don't do it. So the thumb's really easy. You see, because the thumb is either you do or die. I don't have to go any farther. If it doesn't line up with my enduring vision or enduring values, I'm out. That's the answer. Now, the other 4 on my 5 to Thrive, I use a scoring system. I just give it a score of, say, 1 to 10, and then that'll allow me to then compare with other opportunities, as long as my thumb is in alignment, my enduring vision, enduring values. So the pointer finger. Will this grow my competence? Will this strengthen my unique ability, the unique ability of my team? Will this make us better, lengthen our stride, expand our unique ability? Okay, and I score it. Point the middle finger. Okay. How will this increase our compassion? How might this serve others meaningfully? What will be the ultimate benefit to society? Then the ring finger. Ring finger is, does this make sense financially? Not just in the moment, but in the future. And then the pinky. The pinky is this transformative or just transactional? Will this be a gateway opportunity, or is this only going to be just a single transaction? And then I score them. And that gives me my way to compare. And I thought I had it down. I was using it. And then I was telling my wife, Lori, I was telling her, and I said, this is something, scores really good on my 5 to Thrive. She says, well, what about the plus 1? I said, plus 1? Yeah, the plus 1. She goes, when you say yes to this, what are you saying no to? Whoa. Now, that's a non-negotiable check-in, isn't it? It's what I call an automatic priority checker. An automatic priority checker. Does this decision and choice prioritize where I spend my tears? Is my 5 to Thrive giving me a good score, but at the same time, if it takes and diverts or dilutes my tears, time, energy, attention, and resources so that I can't give the other projects what they need? I realize that sometimes we get to say no to even the very important because we can give even more to our essential. Now, my little system certainly doesn't make me perfect. I constantly keep practicing, but it does give me peace of mind. It does give me clarity in a complex world, and it allows me to grow through my mistakes and stop talking bad about myself. You see, it's not about being the perfect decision maker. It's about building a system you can trust and then growing from every choice that we make. So my empowering question, your empowering question, what empowering question What decisions and choices am I facing this week, and how does it show up in the palm of my hand? Ask yourself that same question. Don't try to be perfect. Strengthen our systems and trust the process. As Dan Sullivan always says, always make your learning greater than the experience. Let's have a great week. Let's have a meaningful week. Onward, upward, outward. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.